Imagine you're the captain of a ship, sailing into battle against an entire enemy fleet. But these aren't ordinary ships. Each one represents a debt you owe. To keep the enemy from boarding your ship, you're required to fire a few cannons at every single vessel every month. Those are your minimum payments. You can't ignore any of them. Now imagine you discover an extra chest of treasure. That means you suddenly have more cannons you can fire this month. The question is simple. Which enemy ship do you aim those extra cannons at first? There are two famous strategies for answering that question: the Debt Snowball and the Debt Avalanche. Both work toward the same goal of becoming debt-free. The difference is where your extra firepower goes first. Let's start with the Debt Snowball. The snowball method completely ignores interest rates. Instead, you line up all your debts from the smallest balance to the largest balance. You continue making the minimum payment on every debt, but every extra dollar goes toward the smallest balance until it's completely gone. Think of it like spotting the smallest enemy dinghies in the fleet. They're the easiest ships to sink. By aiming your extra cannons at them first, you start knocking enemy ships out of the battle very quickly. Why does this matter? Because every ship you sink is a victory. Your crew sees progress, morale goes up, and suddenly the battle feels winnable. In real life, paying off an entire debt can feel incredibly motivating. Once that smallest debt disappears, the money that used to go toward it doesn't disappear. Instead, it gets rolled into the next smallest debt. Just like a snowball rolling downhill, it grows larger and gains more momentum with every debt you eliminate. Now let's look at the Debt Avalanche. This method doesn't care about the size of the balances. Instead, it ranks your debts from the highest interest rate to the lowest interest rate. Again, you continue making the minimum payment on every debt, but every extra dollar goes toward the debt charging the highest interest. Picture the enemy fleet again. Instead of attacking the smallest ships, you focus on the ship with the biggest, most destructive cannons. Maybe it's a massive galleon that's much harder to sink. It takes longer before you see it disappear beneath the waves. But while that battle is taking place, something important is happening. The deadliest enemy weapons are no longer causing as much damage. That's exactly what high interest rates do. They quietly steal more of your money over time. By attacking the highest interest rate first, the debt avalanche minimizes how much treasure is lost to interest. Mathematically, it results in paying the least amount of money to the banks. The difference between these two strategies becomes much clearer with an example. Let's say Captain Ledger has 3 debts: a medical bill with a balance of $1,000, 0% interest, and a $50 minimum payment; a credit card with a balance of $4,000, a 22% interest rate, and a $100 minimum payment; and a car loan with a balance of $6,000, 6% interest, and a $150 minimum payment. Together, the minimum payments add up to $300 every month. Now imagine Captain Ledger also has $200 of extra treasure available each month, giving a total payoff power of $500. If Captain Ledger uses the Debt Snowball, the first target is the medical bill because it's the smallest balance. The car loan receives its $150 minimum payment. The credit card receives its $100 minimum payment. Then the medical bill gets its $50 minimum payment plus the extra $200 for a total payment of $250 each month. The result? That medical bill is completely gone in just 4 months. One enemy ship has already been sunk. The crew celebrates, confidence grows, and now that entire $250 payment can be redirected toward the credit card. Now let's see what happens with the Debt Avalanche. This time, the first target is the credit card because it has the highest interest rate at 22%. The car loan still receives its $150 minimum payment. The medical bill receives its $50 minimum payment. Then the credit card receives its $100 minimum payment plus the extra $200 for a total of $300 each month. The result is very different. It takes over a year before that credit card finally disappears. From the outside, it may feel like very little is changing because no debt has been completely eliminated for quite some time. But behind the scenes, that 22% interest rate is no longer pillaging your treasure as aggressively. Over the life of the payoff, this approach saves hundreds of dollars compared to paying lower interest debts first. So each strategy has its own strengths and weaknesses. The Debt Snowball delivers powerful psychological wins. Small debts disappear quickly, monthly bills start clearing away, and many people find it easier to stay motivated. The trade-off is that it usually costs more in total interest and can take slightly longer overall. The Debt Avalanche is the mathematical champion. It minimizes interest costs and gets the entire debt paid off using the least amount of money. The trade-off is that the first victory can take a long time, making the journey feel slower, even though the numbers are working in your favor. So, which map should a captain follow? That depends on what kind of captain they are. Someone who knows they stay motivated by quick victories may find the snowball approach fits their personality better. Someone who enjoys playing the long game and dislikes giving extra gold to the banks may appreciate the mathematical advantage of the Avalanche. Both methods are proven ways of attacking the same enemy fleet. They simply choose a different first target. The only fleet that never gets smaller is the one that never gets engaged. Thank you for watching.